Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Jane and today I'll be showing you guys how to make your baby add weight in just a space of 2 weeks. Yes, the babies in the thumbnail are my twin boys when they were about 8 months, so this isn't just like a normal recipe. This is more like a tested and trusted baby food recipe. So guys, just stay with me while I show you how I prepare this. So to make this, we'll be needing half cup of groundnuts, 1 cup of guinea corn, half cup of tiger nuts. Tiger nuts is so rich in magnesium and it aids digestion in babies. It's very important. So here's our soybean, 1 cup of soybean, which is also rich in fiber. We also have our millet. This is 1 cup of millet. And there goes our dates. This is about 20 pieces of dates, say about half cup. Date is a natural sweetener. It aids bowel movements in babies. It's super important. It also prevents constipation in babies. So instead of using sugar, you use dates. It's more nutritious. So here's 2 cups of yellow corn. I'm using 2 cups because it's more starchy than the rest of them, the rest of the grains. So we'll just get right into it. First step in making any baby food is to make sure everything you're using is totally clean. The ingredients, the utensils, everything should be clean, because you don't want a situation where you're trying to fatten your child and your baby ends up being sick because of the dirty way of preparation. So make sure everything is clean. That is very important. So I'm just washing my corn. I washed it for about 4 times, removed the chaffs on it until the water was completely clean. Next thing, I'm using a kitchen towel to drain out the liquid from the corn before drying it out in the sun. You don't have to do this method, but I'm just doing it because I wanted the corn to dry up faster. But you can always transfer it directly to the tray and sun dry it. This process is not that important. So I'm just going to spread it out in a neat tray and then I'll take it out in the sun to dry. So the next step is I'm going to add some washed soybean into a pot of boiling water. This is going to help me get off the skin of the soybean easily. So I've gone ahead to add my already washed guinea corn to a sieve. I'm just going to be spinning it in a bowl of water like this. This is going to help me get some of those tiny little sand that you wouldn't see if you wash it with just your hands. You can see the tiny grains of sand that I found. I always like to do this step because, of course, like I said, be extra neat. So this is about 12 minutes later. My soybean is already boiling and the skin is coming off easily. That's how you know it's ready to be washed. So this step, I'm just washing off the skin, trying to get it off completely with my palm. So after rubbing it against my palm, I'm just going to pour out the skin in the sieve. This is just the same process as washing your beans to make moi moi or akara. So after washing, the same thing, I'm taking this out in the sun to dry. So next is my groundnuts. You don't need too much groundnuts when making this because you don't want your thumb brown to be too oily. I'm using half cup of groundnuts. The purple is a half cup measurement, while the green is for 1 cup. Next is our dates. Sometimes the dates might be too tough, so you just want to soak it in water for maybe 3 minutes or 2 minutes to get it a little soft, because cracking out the seed might be too much of a job sometimes. So this also goes out in the sun as well. So once my corn is dry, the next thing is to start toasting it in a frying pan. And I'm just going to be, turning it this way, stirring it this way. If you leave it on heat, it's going to pop. It's going to start popping like popcorn. So you want to be close to be stirring it this way until you get this golden brown color, or until it looks like it's a little roasted but not burnt. I'm going to do this for all of my ingredients with the exception of the tiger nuts and the dates. This part of making this recipe is a little bit tiring, to be honest, but good things don't come easy. To get maximum results, you need to invest maximum energy. So this is not a recipe you want to be making every single day. So my advice is just make it in large quantity and store it. It can last up to 6 months without going bad. So once I'm done, I'm just going to mix it properly in a bowl, and then I'll go ahead to blend it. Once I'm done blending, the next part, because I'm using a blender and I really want to get a very smooth texture, I'm going to go ahead to sieve it. I'm only doing this because I want to get a smoother texture, a finer texture. But if you're using a commercial grinding machine, you can skip this part, because those big machines always grind it to a very, very fine texture. I usually use those machines whenever I'm making it, because I always make mine in large quantity. So the best way is to store it in an airtight container and make sure it's tight. Like I said, it can last up to 6 months. So to make this Tom Brown, I'm using just 1 glass of water for 5 tablespoons of Tom Brown mix. So when you're mixing this, you need to be adding water little by little. Don't pour all the water once, so you don't have a watery mix at the end of the day. Add the water gradually. So this is the consistency you should be going for. So my water is boiling now. I'm going to be stirring and pouring in the mix simultaneously, because I don't want it to have any lumps. If you just pour it in like that and start stirring later, you might just end up having some little lumps, and that's not what I want. Now it's looking watery. It gets thicker as you cook. You can tell it's ready from the color, from the time you've spent, from the taste. I usually do mine for about 15 minutes just to get it more, properly cooked. So this is it. Our Tom Brown is ready to be served. So you can serve this to babies of 6 months and above. I'm using formula, but you can use breast milk. You don't need to add sugar. You don't need to add sugar at all. This is perfect the way it is. You probably don't even need to add milk, because the dates is going to make it very, very sweet for the baby. Please, if you've not subscribed to my channel yet, this is the perfect time to do so. Trust me, I have a whole lot of baby food recipes and you don't want to miss out. So thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Click on that subscribe button. Hit on the bell that follows so that you'll be seeing all of my posts. Thank you for watching. Bye.